Good evening. Welcome to South Asia Newsline. I'm Lepakshi Khurana. Here are the top stories we're tracking for you on Tuesday, the 28th of April. International community continues relief work in earthquake-hit Nepal. India committed to long-term stability of Afghanistan, say Prime Minister Modi. And veteran Pakistani actor Roohi Bano escapes attempt on life. And now for all the details. With another passing day, international rescue and relief teams are racing against time to find survivors in the massive earthquake that hit Nepal on Saturday. The death toll in one of the most destructive earthquakes in recent times has already crossed 4,400.
Rescue teams in quake-hit Nepal continued their search operations amid the rubble and debris even on Tuesday. Though thousands have been pulled out from the destruction, search teams fear that many more could be trapped under the fallen buildings. Nepalese authorities on Tuesday held another round of mass funeral for the victims in capital Kathmandu.
5 बजे से दाह संस्कार शुरू कर दिया है घाट समिति ने अभी लगातार चल रहा है अभी आज 24 घंटा दाह संस्कार करने की आदेश यहाँ की नेपाल गवर्नमेंट ने दी है अभी कल सुबह से यहाँ के शाही नेपाली सेना और आर्मी लोगों ने लकड़ी का सुविधा दे दिया है जहाँ जो लाश आया उसको उसी जगह पर नेपाली सेना और नेपाल प्रहरी ने लकड़ी पहुँचा दिया है.
Meanwhile, more international aid and rescue teams reached in Nepal on Tuesday. Many countries who were already ravaged in rescue and relief operation in the quake-ravaged country have sent additional teams with medicines and other emergency relief materials. Emergency medical teams continue to attend thousands of injured, many of them in the open, as hospitals are flooded with quake victims. This comes even as fear continues to grow among the local population as minor tremors continue to hit the region. Millions continue to spend nights in the open in the fear of aftershocks. This has also triggered a wave of exodus from the region.
Because we are suffering from this earthquake and many of the people are thinking that still the earthquake will come. So
this is our third night and it has been really hard to stay here. Our government hasn't done anything better. Only India is helping us.
Nepal was hit by the biggest earthquake in nearly 8 decades on Saturday, flattening infrastructure worth billions other than claiming thousands of lives. The quake had also left a trail of destruction in northern India, leaving more than 60 people dead in Bihar, Uttar Pradesh and West Bengal provinces.
India, which is leading the rescue and relief operations in earthquake-hit Nepal, has so far evacuated nearly 3,000 people from the country. Many foreign countries have also sought the help of New Delhi to evacuate its citizens stranded in Nepal.
India's Operation Maitri in Nepal was in full swing even on Tuesday, from delivering food packets and aid materials to airlifting stranded people. The Indian Air Force dispatched more facilities, including earth movers, to help in search for survivors. India has also sent a special team to restore the power supply system damaged in Saturday's earthquake. The army has already set up a 40-bed hospital in Kathmandu to treat the survivors of the quake. India's National Disaster Response Force and Air Force continue to evacuate thousands of people via air and more than 100 buses deployed in the region. Many countries have also sought India's help to ensure the safe return of their citizens. Indian Ambassador to Nepal, Ranjit Rai, who is coordinating India's relief mission, said any foreign nationals can approach Indian officials for help.
बिल्कुल कोई भी जो विदेशी नागरिक हैं जो यहाँ फंसे हुए हैं और जो भारत जाना चाहते हैं अगर उनको खास उनको दिक्कतें हो रही हैं तो चाहे हमारी वो जो स्पेशल फ्लाइट्स जा रही हैं या जो ये बस की सेवा शुरू की है उसमें हम ज़रूर उनको भी अकोमोडेट करेंगे.
Indians who were flown into safety recalled their harrowing experience.
We've been standing there since 20 hours and just one flight was there. So pathetic from our side and pathetic from their side also. From their side? No facility was there, no money with us. So it was horrible and terrible. Thank God we are safe and back to our hometown.
Many also lauded the massive relief operation undertaken by India in Nepal.
Nepal government is like, they are facing it for the first time and they are like out of this thing. They are not able to manage it, but I think India is giving a very good support over there, and everybody in Nepal says that because of Indian government support, they are able to at least survive there.
India was one of the first countries to offer help to Nepal after it was hit by the deadly earthquake. Prime Minister Modi had in his monthly radio address said that Nepal's pain was India's pain and promised to wipe off its tears. Operation Maitri is also one of the biggest of its kind operation New Delhi has ever undertaken on a foreign land.
India on Tuesday assured its long-term support to the rebuilding and development of Afghanistan. This comes as Afghan President Ashraf Ghani is in New Delhi for his first official visit to the country. A report.
President Ashraf Ghani, who was on a 3-day state visit to India, arrived in New Delhi late on Monday. He was given a ceremonial welcome in capital New Delhi on Tuesday. President Ghani also paid a floral tribute to India's founding father Mahatma Gandhi at his memorial later in the day. He also met Indian Foreign Minister Sushma Swaraj and held delegation-level talks with Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Both the countries have agreed to strengthen the bilateral ties and extend cooperation in a number of fields. India has offered to provide more access to Afghan trucks at its northern Atari border in order to enhance bilateral trade. Prime Minister Modi said India is committed to the sustenance of democracy and long-term stability of Afghanistan.
We will continue this journey in partnership with President Ghani and his National Unity Government with Chief Executive Dr. Abdullah. And it will not be limited to the period of transition or the decade of transformation. This is an enduring commitment.
President Ghani in turn thanked New Delhi for its support to Kabul through the years. He also stressed on his government's commitment to ensure democracy and the need to fight the threat of terrorism. President Ghani's maiden visit to India comes nearly 7 months after he assumed office. The visit also assumes significance as the new government in Kabul is seen favouring Pakistan over India. This is in sharp contrast from his predecessor, Hamid Karzai, who had heavily favoured New Delhi. India is also one of the lead contributors in rebuilding Afghanistan after nearly 3 decades of war. India, which is involved in a number of key infrastructure projects in Afghanistan, is also providing training to its military personnel.
In a fresh case of targeted killings, 3 men belonging to the Shia Hazara community were gunned down in southwestern Pakistan on Monday. The incident happened in Balochistan's provincial capital Quetta when the victims were waiting to board a pilgrim bus to Iran's Taftan. Police suspect it was a targeted sectarian attack. The minority community and the religious centers have regularly come under attacks in Sunni-majority Pakistan by militant groups which want to drive them out of the country. At least 13,000 Hazara community members have lost their lives in targeted attacks in the recent years. India's biggest tax reform initiative, the Goods and Services Tax or GST bill, promises a seamless transfer of goods within the country and ensure a uniform tax regime. But it is facing stiff resistance in the parliament from opposition parties, including the Congress party, which ironically was the first to propose it. A report.
Pressing ahead with its reform agenda, the Narendra Modi-led government is determined to roll out the Goods and Services Tax bill from April 2016. This GST bill seeks to streamline India's tax administration by eliminating different tax structures in different states. It means people will no longer have to pay different taxes imposed by the state and central government, a system which has long pushed up prices, making Indian goods less competitive in the international market. The government calls this a game changer.
So in the final stages, and I'm sure the House will come across, it's good for the nation, it's good for it is said that 1% of the GDP will go up. As soon as this bill is introduced, the immediate impact would be that. So I think it's the nation has been waiting for long for the GST, and I'm sure it is at the anvil now.
Analysts too have hailed the reform, saying it will pave the way for more foreign investment. But they are now casting doubts over the implementation of the bill.
Overall, it will have a very positive impact on the movement and movement of goods and services across the nation. But whether or not this is implemented, because twice earlier deadlines have been given and the deadlines have not been met. So one hopes and prays that the deadline given this time will be adhered to.
The main opposition, the Congress party, which first introduced the bill, are unhappy with revisions to the proposal. It's calling for further discussions before passing the bill.
We are Congress party, and also we're all for GST. But GST is not a defective GST. We said, this constitutional bill will have to be referred to the standing committee. That is the rule. But after this, these people are developing a practice that no bill will be referred to the standing committee. That is what we are fundamentally opposing.
While the Congress doesn't want to disown its own baby, it also doesn't want to let go of the credit for being the one that ushered in the bill, known as one of the biggest and toughest tax reforms since the country's independence. There are also indications that Congress might raise obstacles with the help of other opposition parties and make the passage of the bill difficult in the upper house, where the government lacks the numbers. Avneet Arora for South Asia Newsline in New Delhi.
Renowned Pakistani actor Roohi Bano narrowly escaped a murder attempt late on Monday. Bano was attacked by an assailant with a sharp weapon in the outskirts of Lahore. The veteran actress was immediately rushed to the hospital, where her condition was stated to be out of danger. In 2005, Bano's only son Ali was found murdered near his residence in Lahore, after which she abandoned her career. 63-year-old Bano is considered one of the pioneers in Pakistan's television and film industry. Medical and first aid access to patients will now get easier in southern India. The country's first fleet of bike ambulance seeks to defy enduring traffic snarl and do the needful.
A host of over 30 bike ambulances rolled out on the roads of India's tech hub Bengaluru, aiming to reach out to patients and accident victims stuck in traffic or congested areas. The initiative has been described as Platinum 10 Minutes Trauma Care Initiative, aimed at reducing deaths due to road accidents. The bikes were flagged off by Health Minister of Karnataka.
When in India, pizza can go and reach within 20 minutes, why can't we go and say within our life within the few minutes what can be done? And various other things. So we plan a bike where to avoid the traffic congestion in the metropolitan cities and city area. This bike ambulance should be implemented.
The two-wheeler medical care is particularly useful in negotiating heavy traffic in urban areas. In cases of emergency, the 108 service call center will send a bike ambulance followed by the conventional one.
Operated by GVK 108. So the immediate any action takes place, the phone will go over there, and these will see the traffic condition is more, and then they will send the bike ambulance will go.
The bike ambulance is equipped with a medical kit which includes oxygen cylinders, stethoscope, pulse oximeter, bandages and various basic drugs. Over 40 paramedical staffers have been trained for speedy riding.
Well, that's the way it was in South Asia this evening. Before we conclude, the top stories once again. International community continues relief work in earthquake-hit Nepal. India committed to long-term stability of Afghanistan, says Prime Minister Modi. And veteran Pakistani actor Roohi Bano escapes attempt on life. Now viewers can watch the show on SouthAsiaNewsline.com. You can also visit us on Facebook.com/SAsiaNewsline and follow us on Twitter @SAsiaNewsline. That's all in tonight's edition. We'll see you same time tomorrow. Good night.